what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to Sense of South Jersey with me, Kellen, for another fragrance review. Going to be doing another installment of the Then and Now series here, talking to you about the 1980 release by the house of Oscar De La Renta. It is the leather fragrance Pour Lui by Oscar De La Renta too. So for those of you, not familiar with the Then and Now series, what I do is I take a older or the vintage version of a fragrance and then just kind of compare and contrast it to the current formulation or what's available, or in a case if it's a relaunch. In this case, it's just the current formulation too. So in this particular one, going to be a little bit shorter. I already did a review of Oscar De La Renta Pour Lui. You can check it out. I did recently get the vintage version too. So I'm going to skip the notes. I'm going to skip some of the things. We're just going to kind of compare and contrast the scent after also taking a look at the presentation too. So before we get started on this video, if it is your first time here and you guys enjoy the type of videos that I make, especially if you're into classic men's fragrance content, make sure to subscribe. We're on our way to 10K. Really appreciate all of it from you guys' support too. Check out the Sense of South Jersey Instagram page for news and updates on the channel, photos of fragrances from my collection, and daily scent of the day story post. If you have a TikTok, follow Sabro88. It's not fragrance related, more so my other hobby of champagne savoring. And last but not least, I have a Mercari page, so things that are in my collection that I don't find myself wearing anymore, or that either got and didn't really enjoy, or I've enjoyed and I just, I have other things that I'm more into. I want other people to enjoy them, so you can go on there and see what's available, purchase things. Some of them are rare, some of them are discontinued, some of them are just things that are harder to find, like I mentioned, rare. So I'll put the link for that in the description of this video. But anyway, let's not waste any more time. Let's take a look at the vintage and current versions and compare them of Oscar De La Renta's Pour Lui. Okay, presentation-wise, I ended up getting a tester of the vintage version from someone on Mercari. Actually, they're pretty involved with Mr. Smelly's live stream, from what I understand. So it didn't come in a box, a tester box actually, but no real box. I didn't even bother showing it. So you can see that there. Really cool looking. It's all in cursive. Oscar De La Renta, Pour Lui, Eau de Toilette. This is a 90 ml, so basically a 100 ml bottle. It is a spray. You can see that there on the bottom, on the back. It came with this little tester cap. I really like the gold atomizer too. So let's spray some on. Check out the distribution here. That nice sprayer. Doesn't show the neck cover, so it does display the crimp on there. It's got that 80s gold look, man, and it's kind of like a deep blue bottle. You can see the juice, though. It is transparent enough. You can see what level it is. And then you take a look at the current formulation too. So this is what the bottle looks like. Pour Lui is no longer in cursive. The only thing in cursive is Oscar De La Renta. It doesn't have that circle. It's kind of switched, flip-flopped from where the vintage one is here. You can see that one there. I don't mind this bottle. I like it. Nice cap. Cap's pretty, it's plastic. It's cheaper cap, but it does click into place. The atomizer on this one is really nice. You can see the bottom there. And I've used a lot of this one. You can see juice levels right about there too, probably about a quarter left. So let's spray this one on this hand. You can take a look at the box too. This is what they look like. I don't know if the boxes were that much different or not. You'd have to check online for that. So you can see these. So cool presentations for Oscar De La Renta Pour Lui, both vintage, and I still like the current one too. Okay, so I would talk about the notes like I normally do in order of all of my videos. However, they haven't changed, so you can go ahead and find them online. What I really wanted to do was just kind of compare and contrast, make this more of a direct comparison video, performance-wise. So this will be for the performance. This is a workday fragrance. The current formulation I still get very workday, especially on clothing. This is a little bit more, but honestly, it's not that different. They're both good performers. This one may be lasting a little bit longer, especially on clothing. I do smell it the next day, but for both of them too. So it hadn't sacrificed so much in the performance, at least with my experience wearing the fragrance too. So that's a good thing. I really like it when the current formulations are still able to stand up to the vintage. And in some cases, there's no comparison, and others like this one, in terms of the performance at least, they are not too far apart. Okay, so now it's down to the scent. So I've sprayed them on. Let's get that opening one more time. Let's put it on my arm here. Let's just try this out. The opening, the dry down will be here. Opening, wow, really strong. And then this one on this, okay. So we'll let those sort of just sit on me for a second before I jump into them. So we've talked about the performance now. So much Pour Lui. Okay, the biggest difference that I noticed in the opening, and pretty much the fragrance as a whole, is this one is so much deeper, right? It's deeper and greener, and this one is a little sweeter, where this one's a little earthier. Essentially the same scent overall, but This one is deeper, richer, greener. This one sort of doesn't change as much as whereas the original one, there's a little bit more layers to it. This one still smells fantastic though. It's classified as a leather scent, but I get a lot more than that. It's almost a little bit of a barbershop. I don't know why it's a fougere. Sometimes fougères get labeled as leather scents. So a lot of people compare this to Antaeus, but that's one that I haven't made a review on. I know I will and should, but I haven't worn that one in a while. But I think, I don't know, from what I remember, I like this a little bit better. Yeah, this is definitely a richer, spicier. It's definitely spicier. That's a good way to do it, where this one kind of just goes into that soapier smell too. So both really nice. This one smells a little bit more bland than this one does, which would make sense given the whole vintage. But the cool thing is these are not that expensive. I think, again, $40. This one is 15 to 20 bucks. So either way, you're not going to spend a ton. But the scent wise, this one is better, but this one isn't bad. So really, it's pretty close. Okay, so let's give the overall verdict here, as I always do in all of my then and now videos. Is the vintage version worth it? So here's what I'll say. If you can get it for a good price, 40 bucks or under, I really wouldn't spend that much more. Sometimes I see people listing it for a lot, like $80 to $100. I wouldn't do that. I think this one is just fine, and you're going to spend 15 to 20 bucks, and it's really good. Good performer, smells amazing. I love the scent. If you can get it for a good price, then yes, it's worth it. And they are out there. This is a Sanofi brand. We'll take a look at that again. And I know this is a little bit shorter than my videos too. Some people like the long one, some people don't, but I don't really care. But I did want to make this one a little bit quicker, and then you can see here too. So they're both both really good scents. They still make it, again, that's a plus. But this one is richer, it's spicier, there's a little bit more layers to it. This one is somewhat the same scent the whole way through, but it still smells great. It is classic, it is masculine, it's old school. Girlfriend was not a huge fan of this one, likes a little bit more of the traditional greener things that I wear, citrus aromatics and the fougères, things like Gucci, Nobile, whatever. That one she loves. This one she was like, doesn't smell bad, doesn't smell great. I don't care, I think it smells awesome. And it's one that I'll wear too. So definitely, if you can get a good price for this, the testers are out there. I have another tester that's in between. It's not as old as this, but it's older than this one. I don't know if I'm going to keep that one or maybe post it on Mercari, because I have a lot here. And this is one that I wore a lot of before I made this review on the current version, but I don't wear it as often. Doesn't mean I'm getting rid of this one, but that other one that's just sitting there, I might get rid of. Anyway, so is it worth it? Not necessarily. That's my overall verdict, if you can get it, unless you can get it for a great price. All right, guys, that'll do it for me. That is my then and now edition Oscar De La Renta Pour Lui. So thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me today. Let me know in the comment section your thoughts and feelings on this fragrance. Do you agree with me that the current one is just fine, and that it only is worth it if you can get this for a good price, or are you a die-hard vintage Pour Lui fan? Again, both of them are awesome. This one is a little bit better for sure, but again, it's not that much better to where you have to seek it out, especially if the price is really expensive too. So please let me know in the comment section. I always appreciate all the interaction. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so. Check out the Sense of South Jersey Instagram page, the TikTok page, and the Mercari page. All that information is in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with me, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care.